They came into this country because they couldn't get in legally.
Alright, this is fucking hilarious.
Decided unilaterally that he was going to issue work visas to millions of adult illegal immigrants who are here in the country.
Undocumented, by the way. If you use the term illegal immigrants, that is very incendiary to our Hispanic population here in this country.
Why is that?
It just is. It just is. Just so that you know. Just so that you know and you don't have to use that term.
But isn't the term accurate in the sense that they entered the country, they immigrated to the country illegally, so they are...
They came into this country because they couldn't get in legally, and the jobs existed. And you or I would have done the same thing. And we're talking about now, coming from New Mexico, a population with 48% Hispanic, how's the crackdown on 11 million undocumented workers going to work out? It's going to be dragging people from their homes. That's how it's going to work out.
What a fucking idiot. Oh, Gary Johnson. Now look, if you're genuinely concerned about the plight of illegal immigrants in America, then fine, I can understand where you're coming from. But is Gary Johnson worried about the plight of Mexican illegal immigrants, or is he more concerned about not offending his voting constituents? That's right. Governor Gary Johnson, governor of New Mexico, 50% roughly Hispanic population. Quote from Gary Johnson, quote, "As governor of New Mexico, it's incendiary that Trump talked about Hispanics and Mexicans this way." And hey, spoken like a true statist. Don't defend his voting constituents. And the truth is that I'm not sure if we can necessarily take Gary Johnson's supposed anger seriously. Here he is again calling Trump, saying that Trump says racist, evil things.
Taking him on when he says that Mexicans are murderers and rapists, it's incendiary as a border state governor. It's incendiary to...
Indeed, as a border state governor.
50% of the population of New Mexico that he's talking about Hispanics, Mexicans in this way.
He just admitted that as a border state governor where he says 50% of the population is Hispanic or Mexican. You want to talk about projecting your own conflict of interest. Maybe Gary doesn't necessarily disagree with Donald Trump and building a wall and the problem of illegal immigration. Maybe Gary, like a true statist, is just more concerned about offending the 50% voters who might vote for him and re-elect him in upcoming elections.
Absolutely. Call him out on what is really racist. It's just racist.
When democratic policies fail, you're racist, you're racist, you're racist. They keep saying it. It's the last refuge of the discredited Democrat politician.
So again, this is just a quick video for the anti-Trump libertarians out there, who are the holier-than-thou, who think that Gary Johnson is some kind of libertarian idol, and there's no way any true libertarian could vote for Donald Trump. Meanwhile, Gary Johnson came out just the other day and said that he supports mandatory government-forced vaccinations on citizens. That's so libertarian, right? It's a joke. And by the way, Donald Trump did not call Mexicans rapists and criminals. Let's hear his actual words.
When Mexico sends its people, they're not sending their best. They're not sending you. They're not sending you. They're sending people that have lots of problems, and they're bringing those problems with us. They're bringing drugs, they're bringing crime, they're rapists, and some, I assume, are good people. So
there you have it. Donald Trump was not talking about Mexicans. He was talking about illegal immigrant Mexicans. That's a subset of a subset. And he qualified the statement by saying, and some, I assume, are good people. You couldn't give a more politically correct answer than that, honestly. So there you have it. I don't know what's up with Gary Johnson, but all he likes to do is shout racist, racist, racist. And so, speaking of black privilege and the historical fact that African kings engaged in the slave trade by selling other black people, I want to play a clip for you guys from the book Black Rednecks and White Liberals, because there's a chapter in this book that obliterates this idea that white people are the evil slave masters and they're the only race on the planet who should feel guilty of slavery. I'm going to play a quick preview from that.
Incredibly lopsided coverage of slavery in the United States or in the Western Hemisphere as compared to the meager writings on the even larger number of Africans enslaved in the Islamic countries of the Middle East and North Africa, not to mention the vast numbers of Europeans also enslaved in centuries past in the Islamic world and within Europe itself. At least 1 million Europeans were enslaved by North African pirates alone from 1500.
So again, guys, that's just a preview from the book Black Rednecks and White Liberals. There's so much you need to learn. And honestly, in the age of Black Lives Matter, where these maniac black racists are trying to blame you, the white man, for things you didn't do, you have to arm yourself with knowledge. You have to arm yourself in self-defense with ideas. Again, I'll put the link to this book in the description below. And by the way, you could actually get this audiobook. It's also available in paperback, but if you're an audiobook fan like I am, you can get an audiobook too. You can get the audiobook for free when you sign up for Audible. They give you 1 free audiobook. Again, I'll put the link to the book in the description below.